Here we go. Holy snot. Oh. Huh. That is ungodly loud. Ah. I can't hear anything. There we go. Now I can hear things. Sorry. Oh yes, snake eyes. That is super useful. Oh, another crowbar. This is just a little bit of Risk of Rain 1 content for y'all. You know. Because why not? Why not more Risk of Rain 1 content? Because most of the Risk of Rain, basically all of the Risk of Rain 1 content I uploaded was just, you know, random posts, like Chef has a freaking seizure, the glitch that helped me unlock predatory instincts, and a few other videos like that. But this is just a run. I'm using glass sacrifice, and I'm using glass sacrifice and origin. I do love the first game. The first game is pretty fun. I feel like it's just a little more content filled, but also this was made in 2013 originally, and it took a long time to get the sequel out. But I'm basically just gonna loop until only bosses spawn. That's basically like my goal. I just want to spend so much time. Alright. Hey, I got this level. Now I can listen to the Cherrapunji song, because the coordinates lead to Cherrapunji, the wettest place on... Yeah, you want to know why I did that joke? It's because so many people in the comments of that song say that a lot. They even make jokes out of how the coordinates lead to Cherrapunji. But Jen, I can understand. Ooh, that's my first legendary. I got the Heaven Cracker, so every fourth shot is a pierce. So basically every fourth shot is a Full Metal Jacket shot. I just got more crowbars. I have 7 crowbars, like dang. But the song name, it's pretty fitting, as this place is literally a sunken catacomb. Just like I think it used to be like a fungal cave, but then it became, I think it used to be like a fungal cave of some sorts, but then it got mutated into an underwater one, and all kinds of cool sea creatures live here. It's also, oh yeah, it's called, the planet name is Patriker V. It's not Patriker, I think it is Patriker. It's Patriker V. That's the planet name. It's not like letters and numbers, a bunch of random letters and numbers for like a code name. No, it like has an actual planet name. And for some other reason, the gods that created the planet can speak English, because, yeah, they don't speak, like, Relithian. I think I'm pronouncing it right. The language that the Cthulhu speaks, and, it's fanboys, essentially. You know, it's overly attached fanboys. Alright, let's see here. Oh, shoot. I like how the water's catching me and basically preventing me from taking any damage. Fall damage, that is. I do like this game a lot more. It's a lot more simplistic, but it's also very fun. You think that this is the first game? This looks pretty good for being the first game. Like, usually the first game is pretty bad, unless it's Doom or those other games. Even Call of Duty 1 isn't that bad. That was a joke. Call of Duty 1's kinda bad. I mean, no one even plays Call of Duty 1 anymore. I guess it's pretty good because, like, Captain Price got to appear in it, or something like that. That's pretty good, right? Right? Okay, sorry for the voice thing. I gotta probably keep my voice down. I can't talk too much. because even though this is a commentary where I usually just rant about random things, I can fight Acrid. My mom's like on the phone and such, so I don't really have time. Sadly, Acrid, the mini-boss, doesn't give you any items when you beat him. He's just there as a cool mini-boss. I'm also bleeding to death. Or it was poison. I'm not taking the bouncing brain. The bouncing brain is the pure definition of trash. Maybe I can go this way? Oh yeah, maybe there's something up here. There's gotta be something up here. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Alright, so far everything is just dying. Oh, something died over Kingdom Hall. Okay, it was just another one of those things. Gotta love this music. Oh, this is like one of my favorite music. Overloading Run Rainmaker. Ooh boy. Just wait till I find an overloading. I got another mortar too. I love this music though. The Hailstorm music, that's what it's called. The soundtrack is named Hailstorm. It sounds so, like, tribal. More lens makers, another warbanner, which I feel like the warbanner is slightly more efficient than it is in the second game. Though in the second game it now heals every time you activate the teleporter, or it takes a few seconds after it. I also really like the song because it's like a mix of tribal, you know, jungle drums, and as well as, you know, like fast-paced action synths. In fact, that's what this game is. It's a lot of synths and guitar and other instruments I don't know of. There's a Colossus somewhere around here. Oh, it's down here. It's dead now. I almost have, I think, capped scarfness, which I think, even if you have capped scarves, I don't think it makes you purely invincible. Which I kind of like, because it's a form of balancing, so you can't be purely invincible. You can get extremely close to it, but you can't be purely invincible. Even if you stack at least like 1,000,000 teddy bears, like in the second game, you're basically invincible, but if they get one shot on you and you're super late game, you're probably going to die in one hit unless you have a lot of armor plating and such. And plus, most of the time, the enemies are just gonna die around you. I'm just gonna grab the command artifact, just to be funny. I think the Heaven Cracker is actually gonna help a lot. I also found out this, through playing the Risk of Rain 1 a bit. It seems that from the effects that play, it seems that Archaic Wisps aren't just a reskin. They actually have, I think, slightly more health. And they shoot 2 shots. They shoot 2 shots. It doesn't just shoot 1 shot. It kind of looks like 2 shots. It seriously looks like they're shooting 2. Most enemies are spawning in pairs by now. Sometimes it can be elite, sometimes not. I do have a clover, which means a boss normally drops an item. The clover, so bosses normally drop items. With Sacrifice, they can possibly drop 2 items, and if it's an elite boss, they could possibly drop 3 items, which, this is an elite boss, so I'm probably just gonna get 1. I got a Heaven Cracker, so now every 3rd shot is a, piercing. It pierces through enemies. Full Metal Jacket. Also, ow. Right, I'm gonna drop bombs on this guy. Because if you, like, go above and you drop bombs, they actually fall to the ground with, like, 0 gravity. It kind of looks like they're just falling. 0 gravity. Look how fast I fire grenades! And then a thing spawns in front of my face. I also have crits. Oh, hey, look, healing fruit. But you really think I'm gonna use that? Heck no. I'm keeping my missiles, because now I get all of the missiles. I think I might end up actually just destroying Providence. That's how how much that's like how powerful I am. I feel like I might actually just straight up destroy the big boy. Apparently also in like the DLC pack, not DLC, it's just gonna be called the expansion pack. Apparently they're also adding an entirely separate final boss. I think that expansion pack, it says new enemies, new levels, and entirely new separate boss. They're either going for an entirely separate planet, maybe like some kind of expansion where you go to a completely different planet with similar creatures and another god, or they're just recreating Risk of Rain 1, but with Risk of Rain 2's mechanics and items. And if they do that, I'm gonna be a happy nerd, because there's plenty of mods where people add characters and skins, but I feel like I don't see as many mods adding, you know, cool enemies and cool maps. It's mainly just characters, and most of the time it's also just mod packs. And then you also have ones that are bug fixes that make the game more playable. I just got another whip, which makes me even speedier. But I was always hoping that someone would make a mod where they remaster Risk of Rain and also try and remaster some of the tracks, or just reuse them, because even though they could fit into the original game, I mean, it's 2D pixel art kind of fits with these songs. I mean, when Sky Meadows was added back, there was probably a reason, aside from a thing that they, aside from just the song being old and also it being lazy to reuse songs unless you want to go through a memory lane, why they remixed it. Plus, the song sounds perfect when it's remixed, at least the Sky Meadows music does. Which the Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack is called The Rain, formerly known as Purple, instead of Previously. The early access soundtrack was called Previously. Also, I just got a Wicked Ring, so now a lot of my cooldowns aren't gonna matter. So I'm gonna get a lot of my cooldowns faster. So that means I can basically just have infinite missiles. Basically meaning I can have infinite missiles. I mean, my cooldown's already pretty fast, but every time there's an enemy around and I get crits, that just basically means I get more missile, which is pretty beefy, pretty OP. Alright, let's just send out a crap ton of missiles. Alright, spawn the boss. Ooh, scavenger. We got a scavenger. Oh shoot, he just summoned a crap ton of missiles. It looks like the scavenger's gonna be our boss since he spawned. Oh, I just got the old lobber. I just got a happiest mask. I'm getting so many legendary items now. Now I get ghosts to help me. Look at all those equipment, or use items as they would call them in the first game. I just got so many legendary items. I got the old lobber, I got the different wing, I got 2 heaven crackers, I got a ghost mask. So now every single enemy I kill drops ghosts. So stacking. So basically, you're only supposed to stack one of the items. Stacking more than one is basically pointless, because any enemy you kill will turn into a ghost. And somehow this game doesn't really lag, even though so much goes on. But Risk of Rain, I think, is about 2 gigabytes or so. Well, this is only 2 millibytes, so yeah. And when it didn't even get the artifacts update, or the 1.0 update on console, it was only a gigabyte, a singular gigabyte. Like that's really small for like even a game that's in the gigabytes. That usually takes at least 1,000 kilobytes in order to just get a gigabyte. Like, dang. Too bad every time I fall off, it makes me do a double jump, so instead of just floating down, I also have to do this really unnecessary feather jump. Alright, Desolate Forest. Alright. It's time to appreciate the soundtrack's Monsoon. That's what the soundtrack's called. I know it's kind of weird that I know, like, all of the soundtrack names, but I haven't listened to them before, and I love them. It's too bad your ghosts don't become elites like in the second game. I do like how in the second game they improved a lot of the old things that kind of made the game I feel like the second game is actually much harder now. Because although a lot of the characters deal a ton more damage, the difficulty scaling gets worse and worse. Bosses, Malachites, Celestines, and Scavengers basically are the only things that spawn, which is boring, because in this game it takes a very long time for stuff like Scavengers, or just bosses in general, to be the only thing that spawns. And plus on Monsoon, if you scale too much into the game, the Monsoon exclusive elite type, yep, there was even an exclusive elite type, called Blighted. It even actually there's even like in this final boss, there's even a phase of it that basically summons a blighted version of itself. A Colossus. That wasn't so bad. I just got 2 charge wheel generators. A Frenzied Wandering Vagrant. Frenzied are the yellow elites, and they just go faster. They go faster, and they have a very small % chance to teleport. I actually, recently got, my first comment on one of my videos. Ironically, it was on my Xenomorph video, which isn't even all that important. Like, seriously. If you watch that, then I don't know why you do it. It's probably one of the stupidest videos. That and my accidental copy of my first video, Multi-Son of Blade. I will probably try and finish off the Swarm Sacrifice series. I just don't know when. I'm just gonna, reveal a little thing. I'm extremely lazy, and half the time I forget to attend things, or I want to, but I'm too lazy to. And also, I've got a lot of other things, I want to relax on Christmas break, even though I relax so much else, but I want Christmas. Plus, this year, I specifically asked for PSVR because Minecraft got an update a few months ago that made it PSVR compatible. That and Rec Room's also a free game, and Rec Room's hilarious. And I would love to just be able to chat and communicate with people and actually be able to use hand gestures instead of just being stuck to those blank animations. Because I also want to see if VR is going to make me throw up. I hope not, because I now know why people get motion sickness. At first I was like, wait, why? But now I realize it's because if you move in a game or jump in a game, for instance, if you jump, it actually delays how much you jump, and it can be disorienting. And if you jump into an object or walk into one, your background becomes whatever color it becomes if you're not supposed to see through walls. Like in Half-Life Alyx, if you looked through a wall, it would go orange, which is like Valve's main color, or it's at least Half-Life's main color. Or in Minecraft, your screen would just go black. Minecraft VR. And I originally wanted the Oculus Rift, but also that's PC only. I don't have my own computer. Maybe once I have a job and I'm like 30 or something, maybe then I'll be able to afford a VR headset. And I've also wanted to get the Valve Index, but no, I'm not getting a Valve Index. Valve Indexes are extremely expensive, but for good reason too. It's taken us at least years to make fully tracking things. Also, I just spent all my time placing down all these my complaining was cut short. Alright, well, a blazing ancient wisp is down there. Look at it, how cool that looks! That looks awesome! Oh, there's 2! Ooh, yes! I get the legendary. Where did I go? Why am I down here? What is my life? Let me up. Alright, I'm just gonna have to drop. Misses. Oh, okay. Look at how slow they go. If I just take even the tiniest bit of damage, a massive spike set is just thrown under me. Like, here you go, you're safe now. Enemies can be slowed down, and that's it, and then they take a tiny bit of damage or something. Clock is probably useful. A lot of these items, especially like the fireworks and such, it would be useful if I was doing a normal one without sacrifice, but let's be honest. Sacrifice is one, just like sacrifice is a pretty good artifact, because you don't have to look for chests. But in the original game, that also means every chest, every interaction. So, shrines, the little garbage cans with gold, because in the original they were like the size of a garbage can. A massive one though, like a dumpster. Looks like the big green industrial. I don't know why I'm using industrial, but the big green trash cans that kind of look like they're mixed with dumpsters. And they contain gold, but basically no containers with gold, no chests, no shrines, no golden chests, even though they rarely ever spawned, and they basically only ever spawned on the Temple of Elders, and you usually had to get the right level in order for it to actually spawn. Also, I appreciate your music, but I sometimes feel like I can barely hear myself talk over it. Sometimes that's why I get super loud, because I can barely hear myself. And usually I'm not too loud. I try not to be loud when I'm doing a playthrough. And if I do get loud, I'm usually way too excited. Someone probably fed me too much sugar, or I just want to be loud because I want to feel free. Or I'm raging. But I don't really want to make this channel into a ragey channel. That's why I usually don't play rage games. Because although Risk of Rain and Minecraft and all those games can make you ragey, and you might say, oh, well, I never rage at those games. I'm glad you don't, because then you don't know what pain feels like. And yes, if I do rage at Minecraft and all those games, yes, I am being a baby, but it's the only way I can release anger without getting in trouble. I usually just silently mumble to myself angrily, because if I scream, I'm gonna get in trouble. If I destroy the entire environment around me and start punching holes in everything, I get in trouble. And probably have to pay for property damage, even if it's our own house. Still, property damage. Also, Frenzied Colossus is only going to be slightly faster. Colossus is like the slowest dude in the game, and really is not going to be that much of a threat. Alright. Oh hey, I got a Colossal Knurl. Epic. I got a Colossal Knurl. A Colossal Knurl. Which means that the Stone Titan is basically just a smaller, more jagged-looking Colossus. Because in the first game, it's basically just a bigger golem. It's not misshapen like the Stone Titan. Because the Stone Titan is supposed to be obviously a golem, but its head shape is much different. It's more like just like a rectangle, and its body is a lot more skinny, and it's also a lot taller. Because compared to your character, you're basically a tiny pixel. That's why the Colossus Easter egg on Distant Roost, that's why the head looks so massive. Because the Colossus is massive. It's the size of a mountain. That's what it is. It's the size of a mountain. And I don't know about you, but that's pretty terrifying. It's basically just a stone Godzilla. That's pretty spooky. I do like how this game doesn't have the teleporter radius thing, but I really don't like the remaining enemies thing. So, in the original, there was the teleporter thing, and you had to kill the boss. Where, in this game, you had to make sure there were no enemies remaining on stage. You had to make sure there were none remaining on the stage. And also, you had to make sure there were just no enemies remaining on stage. That's all you had to do. But it can be quite annoying when you don't have something like a disposable missile launcher, or you're not playing with Zenji. So you have to basically make sure no enemies spawn around you, otherwise you have to constantly backtrack. Also, ow. Let's go kill the Dire Seeker. Alright, here's the Dire Seeker. Alright, that was cool. Life saving. I'm earning a crap ton of gold already. I just hope I start earning some more, get some more clovers. I also really need a golden gun, because I get gold pretty fast. Plenty of enemies spawn, and plenty of gold comes out of their stupid little bodies. So once I start getting smart shoppers, and more, things, and more clovers, and a golden gun, I'll start doing more damage and getting a crap ton of items from leaks. So even if they weren't ever meant to drop an item, they'll just drop an item. So if a boss elite, there's a chance that a boss elite can drop 3 items if the swarms, the sacrifice thing triggers, and if the clover works, and also if the boss just drops an item, since bosses just drop items. I like that in the original game. It definitely made the original game a little easier once bosses started appearing regularly. This game feels a lot more rewarding, because although it's both easier, it's also much harder, especially to keep track of your character. It's very difficult to keep track of yourself. However, I'm going to have to fight the cremator, which I'm not very happy about, because I hate, and I mean hate, the cremator. This thing seriously sucks. I hate this thing so much. It's so annoying. Alright, we're just gonna kill him. I'm just gonna kill him. Oh, but I am rapidly losing health. I need help. Oh, I'm getting a lot of health. Alright, let's just do this. Make the game a little simpler. Alright, I just got another ring, another boxing glove, and another knife. I almost have Captain Bleed. Except in this game, it's not as overpowered, but it helps. Look at all those numbers pop up. This is triggering my video game ADHD. Yeah, I'm finally going to become a teenager. As you can hear, my voice is breaking, and, I mean, I don't have any videos of my past, and even though I do, I don't want to show them because I was a lot more immature, my voice sounded horrible, but it's also nice to hear my younger voice because it reminds me of probably both the better days and the worser days when I acted a lot more stupid, but when I wasn't, just a lot of bad things that come with growing up. A lot of annoying things, like school. School wasn't as bad, plus I was on one of those long breaks, like right now. I don't know where all the enemies are, but I want to know because it's mad. It's making me mad. I just want to know where an enemy is. Alright, there he is. That's one enemy. This is the only problem with not killing every enemy. You just have to backtrack constantly. I don't know how all of those enemies didn't die, but now they're all dead, so now I can just continue. Oh shoot. Now I can just continue on to my levelness thing. I've been playing for a long time. I'm hoping that the game audio doesn't dominate my mic audio. That would be pretty bad. Also, one cool detail, kind of like in Sky Meadows. Because in Sky Meadows, they updated to where you could see the moon of Protriker V, but in this one, you can see, the frickin' whatchamacallit, you can see the contact light in the background. I thought that was an awesome detail, personally. I just personally thought that that was an awesome detail. The Simple Overlord does not stand a chance, so, alright, it's dead. And now, I just have to fight a toxic beast, which I don't know where it's right here. But in all seriousness, the toxic beast is not a problem. Alright, well, I'm getting more than capped bleed. Once you get more stuff than if it's already capped, it's usually pointless. It's also probably pointless staying around. Alright. Oh, there's a few imp overlords here, so I'm just gonna kind of nuke them. They have been nuked. Oh! Good lord. I just have these guys cornered. Alright, well, now they're all dead. I just need a golden gun. That's all I need. I just need the golden gun. The 007 gun. Because James Bond. It even makes like a little James Bond reference. Not in like any of the actual description of the item. Not in the description of the item. But instead in your little date for where it's supposed to be delivered. Oh my god. I'm tripping on words. Not words. So much. I just... but instead of in the description of it making a reference, it's in the date, because some of the items in the Risk of Rain game, when you take a look at them, there's dates of when they're supposed to be delivered, and it has like a little reference to a 00 and a 7. A 007. It's supposed to be delivered in 007. Also, 007 can not only reference James Bond, but I think it can also reference 2007, like that one track that everyone used in all those old videos. You know, old software where text slowly faded in, like really slowly faded in. Then the music started playing. It was always in a white background with the really blank, like Times New Roman or Arial font. I think my school actually uses this editing software from the looks of it, because all of the words and the backgrounds look very, very boring. Like, they can afford smart boards and all these cool, really expensive Chromebooks, but they can't afford a good editing software. I get they usually barely make the fun videos, but the least you could do is at least, I don't know, maybe get a good editing software. There was even one that had a freaking watermark. Yep. One of the editing softwares that they use actually had a watermark. Also, why are magworms spawning so much? 3 magworms just spawned in a row. Oh shoot, it's an overloading magworm. These guys are very, very dangerous. Maybe not. I just annihilated all of them. But yeah, one of the videos that they were showing before we went into Christmas break was it had a watermark on it. How disappointing is that? Not only can you not afford a good editing software, but you also can't even afford the full version of it. You can't even afford the full version, so there just ends up being a stupid watermark. Like, come on. The least you can do is try. Maybe with a slightly different editing software and make sure there's no watermark. Because that could lead to people, specifically me, since I'm the only one who knows that I made fun of this in class. I was like, oh look, a watermark. That's all I said. I just said, oh look, a watermark. Because I thought it was funny how not only can most of schools not even afford a good editing software, even though they can afford all these Chromebooks and such, they can't even afford the full version. So there just ends up being this little stupid watermark, and it kind of makes them look foolish. And it makes it look like a video in 2007. I think this is really the only reason I don't like Christmas times when you're at school. They look the same old Christmas songs, and in this case, it's usually Kids Bop remixes, especially in math class, which aren't even close. I'm tired of hearing All I Want for Christmas Is You and Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Those are basically the only songs I hear over and over and over again. It's lame. It's just like a shop. It's just like a shop where all you hear is All I Want for Christmas Is You and like one other song. It's so boring. Like, get a little more creative. Find some other fun Christmas songs. I also just found out that if I use the thing to my advantage, it can also slightly work as a semi-ranged attack. I think I might actually make a series out of this as well, just to get some juicy Risk of Rain 1 content, because basically all of the Risk of Rain 1 content, all of the Risk of Rain 1 content I made is just random posts of funny glitches, usually. I'm just gonna, have fun. Good job. You're dead. That was easy. I love this soundtrack. Predatory instincts. There it is. Now I get more attack speed. Look at all those misses. Hey, I just sounded like that missile screen. Oh yeah, I forgot. I have the Wicked Ring. So if I just get crits, which is almost like all the time, or basically is all the time, I get like infinite misses as long as there's enemies around. Ooh, that's more attack speed as well. You can also basically do a setup like this, except it's with a commando where you get the infinite misses. And there's the golden gun. So now I do a crap ton of damage. Something tells me I'm gonna destroy comments. Oh, there's nothing for it to hit. Look at how much devastation I'm causing. Look at all these parrots. Just look at this. I'm not even like checking the area, oh god, I also flip. Basically like a disposable missile launcher. It even has the exact same cooldown rate, but it fires multiple squid jellyfish things. Oh hey, speaking of which, I should check the area because there was just a random mysterious file lodged in the wall. What's up here? Nothing! I sure do love nothing. That sounds horrible. That messed up my voice so badly. Ow, my voice. Okay, I think I'm better. So far, I think I've gotten at least, I don't know, 4 things or whatever. I think I actually do have capped crit. Because in the original, you could actually stack multiple predatories. Basically, you could basically just stack only sides, and that could cap your crit. So back then, you could get 1% crit chance. Oh no, you gain 5%. You could stack multiple sides, and you would get capped crit for that. Because back then, you would get 5% each stack. You wouldn't just get a 5% crit chance the one stack you got. Right, I'm just gonna drop some bombs on this blazing wandering paper. Not a threat. None of that. Ooh, more crits. So now I'm definitely gonna crit. Look at all that. Infinite missiles. Look at these infinite power. It sounded stupid. I tried to do an Emperor Palpatine, but I ended up just sounding like, what was his name? Grover? I think his name was Grover, which was like the weird monster. Meat. Oh boy, it's another mushroom! Normally these would be great for Envy, but since it's War 2, the turrets don't fire in full auto in there, like Gauss cannons. And, they fire in bursts instead of like heavy Gauss shots. And, they don't get any of your items. They get health bars, but they also die after a short period of time instead of staying with you forever. And they get a much longer cooldown, which sucks. I don't really like how the turrets take... Actually, it probably makes sense for the turrets to take so long to recharge. You could imagine that... Maybe engineers taking a long while, like, he's actually rebuilding them. Why are you not dead? There we go. Apparently imps can actually be elite types. It's just really hard to spot. So if you spot an imp that has like a fire trail or something, It's usually, I think the only actual elite type they're really allowed to be is either, it's basically the only elite type they're allowed to be is blazing. So if they have more health and have a fire trail, then they're an elite. Or they just decide, or the directors, the AI directors decide, they're gonna have some more health. Alright, cremator. I knew it. Oh, wait. It's a volatile toxic heat. I think one time I ran across the volatile Ifrit. Oh, hey! Yay, another 56-inch clover. I get more items in Vanguard. Another permit scarf. I have 9 of those. I'm like invincible by now. Let's see. Am I invincible? I'm definitely not invincible. No, I'm not gonna waste. I'm just gonna. Look at this! What is this? Ah! There's so many, like, mortar tubes. I have 11 mortar tubes! That is, like, so weird. How many syringes? I have 11 syringes. 11 syringes, or syringes. I think I'm having a stroke. My mouth actually just goes too fast for my brain. Or my brain goes too fast for my mouth. No, my brain goes too fast for my mouth. I'm gonna probably make a second part to this video. I'm gonna go and eat some ice cream. I'm just gonna go and eat some ice cream. So I'm gonna stop the video here and then make a second part.